Welcome to an ArtsWestchester virtual workshop. Today we're going to learn about some basic lines and shapes that will help us draw. These are called the 5 elements of shape. And when you want to draw something, you've got to notice the outside shape first. What are the outside shapes of something? We have curves and we have straight lines and we have diagonal lines. But once you get that on your paper, the outside shape, then you can start working on the details. So maybe a little bit of shading, maybe a little design work. But first, we got to know our shapes. Today, all you're going to need is some paper, a few sheets of paper. Hopefully you'll have some, it can even be scrap paper because this is just learning. Today, we're not making a masterpiece today, but just learning some basic skills. Also, if you have a pencil, necessary. Paper, pencil, an eraser is not really important. Erasers make you feel comfortable and maybe a little secure. Oh, I can erase it. But actually, anytime you're erasing, you're not drawing. And at this stage of your learning about how to draw, just keep drawing and have your lines go right over each other. You'll see me do lots of mistakes today. It's not going to bother me at all. I'm here to have fun and maybe help you have some new insights on how to draw. The first thing we're going to do with our piece of paper, once you get it down and you're sitting straight, and you just kind of take a big breath and just let all of your muscles relax. And pick up your pencil, look at your paper, and have it in the vertical position, the portrait position. It's tall position. Because we are going to make 5 lines, and we're going to learn our shapes all over again. I am going to draw one line, straight line, and that's going to be our first shape, the first space to put our shapes in. I'm going to draw another line. Try to make your, pretty thick lines, because you only need 4 lines. 4 lines will make 5. 1, 2, 3. And watch here. Over here, 4 lines make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces for us to make our elements of shapes. The first family, I call them the shape family, would be the circle family. And you're going to up here, the left-hand corner, just draw the best circle you can. Doesn't have to be perfect, it's just to help you know, okay, circle. Look around the room. Do you see anything with this circle? I bet you have a clock somewhere in your house. It's a circle. The next shape is an oval. Oval is just the squashed, it's like you sat on your circle. Can you see my circle there, or oval? It's not perfect, but it's a squash circle. There's another shape, and we're going to use it several times today. It's called the elliptical. It's a fun name, elliptical. And it's really a skinnier oval. And it could be a puddle, it could be a rock, it could be a leaf. There is circle, oval, your elliptical, and the last one in this small circle family is the peanut shape. Now the peanut shape is really important to actually perfect and learn how to draw because it's the shape of an animal. A horse's body is a peanut shape. A monkey's body is a person's body is a peanut shape, the torso. So you start on the far corner of your paper, start making a circle, and then you kind of make a U and come around, and now you're going to make an upside down U and come right around. Doesn't have to be perfect today, but this is your peanut shape. I'm going to go around a few times like a race car. Make my peanut shape really as best I can. That is the circle family. Down here, right here, is going to be our line family. We have our vertical line, which is basically, when we're standing up, we are vertical. A tree is a vertical line. It's got other shapes branches coming out different directions, but the trunk is vertical. And the line this direction is called the horizon line. It's a line when you're sleeping, or a road might be a horizon line. The backyard, the fence, the ocean would be a horizon. Simple, isn't it? We have the next one is the diagonal line. A diagonal line is the shape. It's a leaning. It's an angle line. Diagonal lines can go either direction. There's something else called the repeated line, and the repeated line really will help you when you see a complicated picture. The next line might be, let's see, I'm going to look. Zigzag. Yeah, the zigzag line. Zigzag line might be stairs. You get better and better at that. Stairs, zigzag line. And then we have one more line. Oh, I got to cheat and look at my sheet. Dotted line. Sometime you might look at something and not be able to figure out, I don't know how to draw that. And just break it down in your head. Say, oh, I see. It's just, it's like a whole bunch of maybe buckets lined up. Dot, 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 dot. All right. The next family that we're going to go to is the curve family, and they're fun. I have names for all these because shapes to me are, they're like friends. Because when I'm looking at something, I might be drawing, maybe if I'm drawing a cup, I gotta think of a C curve. One side will be the C curve. There's another side that might be the D curve. Can you see how this looks like a C? It's going in the direction of a C, and this is going like a uppercase D. You have a happy face curve, which is a curve that goes from top and under like a U. Frowny face curve. There's also the S curve. A lot of times I'll be looking at something and think, oh, that looks so hard. And then I'll just break it down to this nice, soft S curve. Then I'll get more detail, but get the edges first. There's the candy cane curve. It starts straight and it begins to curve. And everybody's favorite, which is always just fun to do when you're doodling, your spiral curve. So we have 3 families of shapes right now. We have 2 more to go. And the next family will be our angle. Angles are a little difficult because when you're drawing something, you want to get it just right, the angle. If I'm drawing somebody's elbow, okay, there's one angle. This is another angle. Maybe this is an angle. It's hard to do for standing up and holding this board. But an angle is a line and a sharp bend. Some angles might go like that, like a rooftop. Some might be like a check mark. Some angles might be really, really sharp. Some angles are just L's, 7s. And you always have, let's see, you can just make any angle you want. Some angles open up. And then, everybody likes the triangle. And this line is just going to be for our shapes. The square, I know you all know the square. Squares are sometimes hard because you've got to get every side equal. That's not actually a perfect square, but it's my square for right now. The rectangle. Got the rectangle there. You got the triangle. Isosceles, they got up all sorts of different triangles. I call this the beak triangle if you're drawing a bird's beak. And my favorite shape is the trapezoid because so many things can be made with your trapezoid. Small line, long line, and then you just bring them down. Okay, we'll come back here. Trapezoid. Trapezoid. It's great. Okay. What could you make out of that shape? We'll find out. There's another trapezoid too, which is long and short. That's better, trapezoid. This looks too much like a rectangle. We're going to be doing this shortly. Show you what to draw out of that. Okay, so there are our elements. And, then there's the stop sign, hexagon. Okay, is that an octagon? We won't worry about that one right now. The shapes are the circle family, the line family, the curve family, angle family, and your shapes. All right, now we're just going to have some fun drawing. We're going to look at a cup. This is what I have my morning coffee in. It's basic saucer, a plate, and a cup. We are going to use the curved lines that we just learned to draw this cup. Okay, I'm not sure if I can put it right here. Can you see it? It doesn't matter. I will draw it for you. Over here, in this corner of your paper, if you're looking at your paper, it's on the right side, kind of middle. I'm going to draw that elliptical shape. There's that elliptical shape. You will use this shape over and over. It's today and other times. From there, I'm going to do that happy face curve. Ta-da! Easy. The handle will be the D curve. I'm going to repeat it. Now, if I want to make my cup look like it's actually sitting in the saucer, I have to start up here. And we're going to repeat this over and over today. See how I brought it right there? So it looks like it's sitting. It's not sitting down here on an oval. It's actually sitting in the middle of this oval. But I didn't bring the oval through. We're going to draw another cup. This is another mug. This is actually what I drink my tea out of. It's a little longer, it's a little taller than my cup. So I'm going to put this elliptical shape up here. Remember that trapezoid I talked about? This cup has angles. It doesn't come straight down. The angles come a little bit. So let's use 2 angles or trapezoid. And I'm going to curve the bottom. The trick about drawing is if something is round, you curve the bottom, you curve the top, and this handle, having right over here, is going to be in the C curve. Now to make this boring picture a little more fun, a little more exciting, let's make a birthday cake. Not a birthday cake, let's make a wedding cake, okay? I feel like getting married. Okay, so over here, back to that elliptical shape. Got my elliptical shape right up there. This is going to be the first tier of maybe a 3-tier wedding cake. So there's the elliptical shape. You got it right there? Don't worry if it's not looking like this. Yours will be a different shaped cake. 2 straight lines that come from the very, very edge. Not down here. No. It's got to come, these lines have to come from the very edge of our elliptical shape. And I'm going to curve this line. We have to learn to curve. Curve that bottom line. Now here's the trick. You take this to make the next tier, just like we made this cup look like it's sitting in the saucer, we are going to make, check this out. What's that really look like? If you're all saying a hat, you're right. And we'll make a hat later. Right now, we're just going to come down. We're making the same exact shape as that. Watch here. 1, on the very, and I'm curving it. You got that curve there? So this is the first layer of the cake, sitting on top of the second layer of the cake. And now right over here, I'm going to do the same thing. Draw another. Oh, that's going to meet my, but I'm going to let that be behind my cup. And I'm bringing this line down. And now, right here. Now I'm going to have a placemat, or actually a placemat. This is all going to be sitting on a placemat. Or maybe a table, a round table it could be. Let's make it into a round table. I'm going to bring this. Sometimes when I'm free drawing, I don't know what I'm going to draw at first. Let's give it some legs. I'm going to have the legs angled because sometimes round tables only have 3 legs. See how those are 2 vertical lines? These are 2 diagonal slanted lines. Okay. Now over here, I was told you I was going to make a hat. Let's make a little guy standing back here. He's coming in and he's suddenly seeing, oh my gosh, there's a birthday cake. No, a wedding cake. Okay, let's draw that hat. Let's just practice this again. You do your oval. Got that little oval? Can you see this? You have your kind of curve shape. And now let's just bring that right around there. Looks like a cup. It looks like the top of a birthday cake. It looks like a hat. Now, a hat sits right here. So if I make my head here, it'll be way too big. So his head is going to come right where that is. Ooh. There's a little guy. I hope you could see this. And eyes. Let's give him some happy eyes. Simple face. I'm not worried about his face too much. The neck is 2 vertical lines and a U. I call it the t-shirt line. Shoulders are going to be 2 angles coming down. He's behind the cake. And watch, now we're going to have the angle. See, I have my 2 shoulders, kind of 2 angles, diagonal lines. And just about here where his armpit would be, I'm going to bring another line. And now I'm bringing this right up. Remember we talked about angles? There's a elbow angle. Oh, I'm sorry, this is too close to this. All right. And a hand is simply kind of a lopsided heart. And you'd be surprised how big hands are. If you take your hand right now and you put it over your face, hands are big, a lot bigger than we think. A lot of times everybody draws these little tiny hands. If my guy's face is about this big as a circle, his hand's got to be fairly sized. Okay, good size. All right. So he's standing behind the table, way back in the room. Let's say I've got a window here. I'm going to, on the edge of my paper, I'm just going to draw that. Let's pretend there's a window here. And let's say there's a bird. For the bird, we're going to make a circle. Remember, circle family. The triangle family. And right here, a straight line, a horizontal line, and a curved line. There he is. Now, birds' legs are funny. They go opposite. People's legs, our legs bend one way. Well, anytime you want to know how to draw a bird's leg, think opposite. Because they're not people. All right. And a funny, fancy little tail. Give an eye here. He's looking out the window. Maybe I'll give him some feet, some little zigzag feet. What did I forget? Oh my gosh, we forgot the candles. So how about 3 skinny rectangles? And these could just be elliptical shapes going up and down. How about if I want to draw a cat under the table? A cat would be a circle, 2 triangles, and this cat's going to be kind of curled up. So his back is going to come up, a curve. I'm going to draw a big oval. Right there, he's sleeping. And right here, don't worry if it's not the same place. Your cat might be here. Your cat, maybe you didn't even draw the table legs. But if I want to get that little leg, that kind of shows his little leg. Oh, I'm too close to the bottom of the page. That's all right. And here we'll just get a little tail. Cats are fun. It's an upside down triangle, a line, and a W. I hope you can see this. There's an eye, an eye. Maybe I'll get a little U right there. This little paw. I can work on this picture and put another 10 things in it to keep it going, have it more interesting. Maybe I want to decorate my birthday cake with all sorts of fun Oh, let's see. Give it some fancy decoration. Maybe put some hearts here. You can chock full this. Maybe it's a rainy day. Oh my gosh. But everybody's inside, so it's okay. A rainy day. Or did I want to have a sun over here? Anyway, please find your paper. Hopefully, and you can use, the wonderful thing about a piece of paper, you've got two sides. Find a quiet place in the house. Sit down, find some objects, find some, oh, I don't know, I've got a bunch of cups, saucers, pots and pans, spoons, forks, books. Look at the outer shape. Figure out the outside. Is it a line? Is it a curve? Is it horizontal? Is it an angle? Then you start putting on the fun little details. Maybe some sprinkles. Let's get some sprinkles all over this cake. Okay. All right. Again, my name's Ann Ladd. Please look at ArtsWestchester.org.